Hey guys, what's up? Today I have a UU match. This one is against Shiny, which I know I've battled before, and I have. We had an Ubers match a while back, but I was fairly certain I recognized this team. It might be someone else using a similar team, but I'm like, maybe we battled and then disconnected or something. I don't know, whatever. But looking at his team, I'm like, okay, it's fairly defensively oriented. Well, I mean, his Togekiss could be scarfed, but generally when you have an Umbreon you want to have a wallish team because it can support it pretty well if it has baton pass with curse or heal bell and roar and stuff like that. So I'm not really thinking this match is going to be pretty quick, but I'm going to do it with my Nidoking. It is my lead Nidoking with the hazards. I'm going to go with toxic spikes because it's going to hurt his Hitmontop the most when he switches in. He goes for rocks. Now here I'm going to switch out Fearing the Psychic because I really don't want Nidoking dying this early because I can still use it. It's very powerful. Yes, it has hazards, but that doesn't mean it's expendable, really. But he's going to Dragon Tail me out, so I'm thinking maybe he doesn't have Psychic because generally lead Mews have, like, rocks, recovery, either Taunt or Will-O-Wisp or some sort of status move and then one attack. And because he has Dragon Tail, I'm like, maybe he doesn't have Psychic. Whatever. So I set up rocks. He's going to Dragon Tail me out back to Registeel, which is kind of funny. And then he's going to taunt me here, and I'm like, no, I can't substitute. This is one of the most annoying Registeel sets I've ever come up with. I actually saw it. Someone used a Registeel against me with Swords Dance, which, by the way, it does not get. And I got the idea for this set, and it's basically a max HP Adamant, max attack Registeel with Sub, Thunder Wave, Iron Head, and Earthquake, and it is definitely a troll set. So I'm going to go with Iron Head here because I don't want him taunting me. Well, he already taunted me, but I can't, so I can't Thunder Wave or whatever. But I'm going to Iron Head, do a bunch of damage to his Hitmontop. Clear Body prevents me from getting intimidated. I know here he's going to Rapid Spin, and because my taunt wore off, I'm going to substitute because close combat would probably still do a lot, but it wouldn't kill me. So I'm not really that worried, and I don't even think that would, like, I mean, I know he's defensive, so it's not, I mean, I do have base 150 in both defenses, so, and here, if he wants to close combat me, then I'm going to fucking take him out, but he's probably going to switch, and I'm thinking he's going to switch to either Kingdra or Chandelure to resist the Iron Head, so I'm going to pull out the Earthquake, because I don't think I've used it so far this match, and it would be a surprise, but he just goes out to Umbreon to heal bell up all the statuses that I've been putting on him. Now here, I didn't realize, but Synchronize actually goes through the substitute, which I think changed from Gen 4. But I was not happy about it because, no, now Registeel can't paraflinch behind a sub because he's paralyzed. So he's never going to be faster than anything unless it's like a fucking Torkoal or like Trick Room Slowpoke or something like that. Or, well, Slowbro was more of what I was going to say, but Slowpoke came out. Anyways, so he goes into Togekiss. I'm figuring he's going to Aura Sphere me, but that's fine. I'm going to take this opportunity to Thunder Wave him because Togekiss is pretty annoying, especially if he was like a nasty plot sweeper or whatever, but because he's got leftovers and stuff, I'm pretty sure he's going to have like Roost and Air Slash and maybe even Thunder Wave. Not really sure. But here I'm going to switch, as he switches to his Mew, I'm going to go to my Cress. And the reason he went into was to taunt, and I knew that, or Dragon Tail. Well, yeah, Dragon Tail 2 works because I wouldn't have a sub up. But I'm going to go for the Ice Beam here, fairly certain that he's going to taunt me. He is going to taunt me. I'm going to Ice Beam. That's going to do, like, absolutely nothing. And I'm like, well, shit. This is absolutely fantastic. But I know he's going to have to Dragon Tail me because at this point he has taunt. And I don't think he's used Roost yet, but he probably has it. Who uses Mew without a recovery unless you're an offensive set, and even then, like, Calm Minds usually have Recover or Roost or Soft Boil or whatever. But I'm going to go to Nidoking, and I am going to Earthquake. He's going to switch to Kingdra, I guess wanting to get a sweep up off on me because I'm like hazards and stuff. But no, Earthquake does that shit ton. Then I hit him with a Sucker Punch because I know he's not going to want to Dragon Dance because he's like, he'll just kill me with another Earthquake. And he doesn't know I have a Sucker Punch. And I go for it and it smacks him dead. So that's excellent. He goes into his Umbreon here to heal bell. Again, I'm going to set up my last layer of Toxic Spikes or first layer. But I don't remember this point. I know he spawned, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to switch out, and I went for the Earthquake, so I think I did have both layers of Toxic Spikes. I just didn't want to set up rocks, or maybe I was thinking Hitmontop would come in. I don't, whatever. This battle was pretty yeah, not much was happening because defensive teams and stuff. So Registeel's in here and Togekiss is in here. I'm gonna Thunder Wave him again. I know Sphere won't do that much because, as I said, I'm predicting him to be defensive, and it really doesn't do all that much. I mean, it does like a third-ish, but whatever. Switch to Crest. Figure Air Slash isn't going to do that much to me. Sphere is going to do even less because it's not stab and it's resisted. And it really doesn't do all that much. So I'm going to take this opportunity to start Calm Minding a couple times. Because I know he has to go into his Mew to stop me. And I can get at least one Calm Mind up. If he wants to Dragon Tail me, that's fine. Because I'm just basically waiting for him to Dragon Tail me into, like, Darmanitan. So that I can actually like attack him. Because now that Kingdra is dead, Flare Blitz will hurt his entire team a lot. But he switches to him on top. Not really sure why. I'm like, if he wants to Sucker Punch me, that's fine. I'm max defense, max HP. That's not going to do shit. And I just take him with the Psychic. I don't know if he thought he was faster, but Cresselia's base speed is like, I think, 85 and his is 70. So that wasn't going to work out. But he switches into Mew now. I'm going to Ice Beam him because why not? He's going to Dragon Tail me because why not? And now that his spinner's gone, I can proceed to set up more hazards. However, he blows me into Registeel, and that's okay. I don't really mind. Again, I'm not expecting him to be able to do much. I know he's going to taunt me again just so that I can't sub, so I'm going to go for Iron Head, strongest move, etc. And yeah. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I totally forgot to mention, but in the first couple minutes of the battle, Registeel got a flinch on Iron Head when he Dragon Tailed, and I found that to be hilarious because usually Registeel doesn't flinch shit that isn't paralyzed, and of course, obviously, it's because of the priority, but yeah. So there you see Roost. He actually does have Roost, but, you know, I just figured I'd mention that whole thing because I just found it. I giggled a little bit. I'm like, hee 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 hee, Registeel flinching things. But he's going to switch out here to his Chandelure. I'm going to go for Iron Head because I figured maybe he'd want to stay in and stall me out because technically I'm not really doing that much with Iron Head. He sort of could, but again, Dragon Tails is his attack, and if he Dragon Tails me out, I'm just waiting for it, basically. Here, I'm just going to see if he Fire Blasts or maybe over-predicts the Crest. He's going to get a crit, which I don't think matters just because I have no defensive investments, although I am max HP. But, you know, Chandelure's special attack is really high, 147, so I don't think it, or no, 145, sorry, 147 is Haxorus's attack, so yeah, I don't think it mattered, but like I said, I was just maybe he'd overpredicted Shadow Ball going to Crest, but whatever. I get the opportunity to go to Kingdra because I know he's Scarf locked into Fire Blast because he doesn't have any other Scarfers on his team, and most wall teams need a Scarfer absolutely, so why not? And it's a spin blocker too, so yeah. I set up a Dragon Nest. I'm going to set up another one, and he Thunder Waves me, and I'm like, no. But then he switches into Mew as I'm outraging. And that's fine. I don't really mind that, because Mew's dead, and now basically Registeel can, well, just as I say that, I remember that Registeel just died to that Chandelure. But whatever, not a big deal. I'm going to switch out to my Shaman here, not to play with Parafusion, rather, and Shaman is a Subseeder, so Umbreon can't really touch me. Even if he has Toxic, I'm just going to go for the Substitute here, and he's not going to Toxic me. I don't know, he might have Toxic, but I think he has Wish Protect, probably. Because he has Heal Bell, obviously, and usually you want to have Payback as your last move, and I know for a fact he has Payback, because he uses it later. So I don't think he has Toxic, but I don't know if he has Protect. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I sub anyways because I'm sub-seed, so it really doesn't matter. He's going to Wish Pash. I'm going to Leech Seed on the switch. And now he's got a Togekiss in here. I've got Hidden Power Fire, and I've also got Seed Flare, so I might as well go for the Seed Flare. It's actually stronger than Hidden Power Fire, plus I can get the defense drops. I don't get it, unfortunately, and he breaks my sub easily with that Air Slash. Crit, but I'm fairly certain it's going to break anyways. I mean, Shaman's bulky, but I don't know, whatever. I don't really want to stay in. So I'm going to switch out and go out to my Nidoking because I know Air Slash isn't going to do that much, and I'm predicting him to want to Roost anyway since he's like right around half health, and defensively oriented teams generally want to keep their health really high at all times. So I get in. I don't think Air Slash would have killed, like I said, and I get Leech Seed anyway. So I get to set up Stealth Rocks, which will help me against his Chandelure and his Togekiss, and not really against his his thing, but because his Umbreon has Heal Bell anyways, Toxic Spikes isn't really that big of a deal. I go for it now anyways because I have Sucker Punch as my only attack, and I'm not sure if he's going to attack. He might predict that, but whatever. Toxic Spikes will help if he wants to keep switching in and out, and, you know, he'll eventually run out of Heal Bell PP. I mean, it is only 8, and I think he's only down to 4 or 5 now at this point. So, yeah, like I said, if he just wants to keep switching in and out, then it'll eventually kill him. So, go to Crest. Now it's the home stretch. He doesn't have Taunt. He doesn't have Dragon Tail. So, because his Mew's dead. So, I'm just going to start setting up on him. I've got the Leech Seed. I've got Calm Minds. He's got Aura Sphere and Air Slash, neither of which are really going to do that much damage. He's going to throw out the Thunder Wave at this point just to slow me down a little bit, but I really don't care. Because, essentially, even with just +2 and no special defense investment, his Scarf, Modest, Chandelure's Shadow Ball only does like 28% or so max. Or maybe that was min or average. Somewhere around there. It was like 30-ish%. So it's like, he can't really kill me, and I'm pretty sure I can OHKO him with a Psychic. So he's going to stay in, try and Paraflinch me a bunch, but it doesn't really matter because he's Leech Seeded, so he can't really do much. I mean, yeah, if you Paraflinch me maybe like 85 times in a row, sure, but yeah, I don't even think he's breaking through. He'd have to crit a whole bunch of times too, so yeah, there's really no point for him to stay in. And I'm just kind of trying for the Ice Beam freeze, basically. But he switches in his Umbreon now, and I believe at this point the battle's pretty much done, because I'm like, wait, why am I just Ice Beaming? Like, this Ice Beam is not going to kill him, and he's got Wish. Why don't I just, genius, get to +6? You know, like, why don't I just do that? Like, here I'm still trying to get that Ice Beam freeze, but I'm like, even if I freeze him, he's probably going to de-thaw before I can kill him. So it's like, yeah, and because he probably doesn't have Toxic, he probably has Protect, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, I figure start Calm Minding up here. He's going to hit me with a Payback. That's going to do like 50 damage. And he literally asked me, he's like, do you have Moonlight? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, okay, well, this is kind of pointless. I'm just going to kind of forfeit because you're going to sweep me with a Crest eventually. And I'm like, I agree. And he runs. So that was the end of the battle, like I said. It's very stally, very defensively oriented. I brought 2 very fucking annoying Pokemon because Registeel and Crest. But yeah, it was actually a fun battle. None of us really like sat in there and stalled, except right at the end with that Crest. But otherwise, yeah, you know, Mew to phase me out and taunt me and stuff. So it was, like I said, a pretty fun battle. I never once got to use my Darmanitan, which would have fucked shit up, especially with his Kingdra. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle at least, and I'll see y'all next time.